It's the world's most extreme aircraft carrier. Standing ready with the finest planes, the most powerful weapons, and the best pilots the US Navy has to offer.
It's a pretty difficult job, but it's probably one of the most rewarding. It's the greatest job out here.
Each mission demands perfection. On board this mobile war machine, there's no margin for error.
You just revert to your training and don't think about it. If you think about it, you're going to be dead.
We'll take an exclusive look at the aircraft, weapons, and sailors aboard the US Navy's most sophisticated supercarrier, the USS Ronald Regon. The USS Ronald Regon. It's the world's largest mobile combat airport, with thousands of highly trained crew members supporting the ship's high-powered air operations. Our all-access pass now takes us into the cockpit, onto the flight deck, and up into the air with the Navy's amazing aircraft. The Regon's a floating piece of American territory. It can deliver a military presence almost anywhere in the world. But it's more than a ship. It also brings along more than 60 aircraft. Together they make up the ship's air wing, worth more than $2 billion. Each of the 6 different types of planes performs a unique mission.
We're launching aircraft, catapults 2, 3, and 4. Stand well clear. Shoot 'em up.
The F-18 Hornet is the heart of the air wing. It's the Navy's top strike fighter aircraft, thanks to its reliability and performance during combat. The F-18 is a versatile aircraft. It can easily switch between attacking targets on the ground and targets in the air.
If you're going into attack a target and you have to defend yourself against enemy aircraft on the way in and on the way out from that target, the Hornet can do that, and it's an extremely pilot-friendly aircraft to fly.
The Regon has 2 F-18 models, the $29 million Hornet and the latest version, the $54 million Super Hornet. Measuring 18.39 meters long with a wingspan of 13.69 meters. The Super Hornet has a top speed surpassing Mach 1.8, more than 2,200 kilometers per hour. With that kind of speed at their disposal, these planes can create a sonic boom as they easily fly past the sound barrier. F-18s are equipped with the latest in instrument technology, and one of the most important is the cockpit-mounted heads-up display, or HUD. It's a visual information readout projected onto a mounted unit sitting right in the pilot's field of view. The HUD shows essential data like airspeed, altitude, and flight path.
We can virtually fly with nothing but the information we have in our HUD. The HUD is an excellent aid for landing on the aircraft carrier because we have that instantaneous flight information available to us as we look outside.
The Regon's air wing includes 4 other planes. One is the $52 million EA-6B Prowler, an advanced radar jamming jet. It's 18.24 meters long, with a wingspan of 16.15 meters and a top speed of 500 knots, over 900 kilometers per hour. The Regon carries 1 squadron of 4 Prowlers and 24 aircrew. Their job is to protect the Regon and its planes from enemy radar-guided missiles. The Prowler first detects enemy radar signals in its tail fin. The crew then uses an onboard computer, the tactical jamming system, to send out energy that confuses enemy radar, hiding the Navy's airplanes and ships.
If you think of an enemy radar as a fire or a wildfire that needs to be suppressed, we're out there on the scene with our jammers to suppress the enemy radar and save lives. That's the main mission of the Prowler, is saving other lives, making sure all of our friends come back safely back on board the ship.
When it comes to the Navy's own in-air surveillance of the skies, no plane is better than the E-2C Hawkeye. It's 17.53 meters long, with a wingspan of 24.56 meters, and a top speed of more than 300 knots, over 550 kilometers per hour. The Regon carries one squadron of 4 Hawkeyes and 25 aircrew.
Like to cover track 1234 with birds if possible.
The $80 million Hawkeye is the strike group's intelligence in the air, providing early warning of any potential enemy threat. Flying above 5,800 meters, the Hawkeye has a sensitive radar inside its rotating 7.3-meter dome. It can see 400 kilometers in any direction, covering an airspace of 25 million cubic kilometers. The plane's powerful computerized sensors can locate and track more than 2,000 targets.
So the E-2 is looking hundreds of miles out ahead of us, clearing the path, letting us know if there's any airborne adversaries out there. They do that for the ship as well. Back here, they can provide early warning for the ship and the entire strike group.
Inside the Hawkeye, the 3-person surveillance crew processes threat identification picked up from the radars and relays it to the F-18s and the strike group ships.
201 and 210. Got it. We're really the ones that are able to help out when people need it. You know, we may not be the ones that are out there, you know, dropping bombs or shooting missiles, but if somebody's in trouble, they know that they can always reach us.
All right, Katie, as soon as they get the BID, you let me know, and I'll pass it.
The Regon's air wing also includes the trusty SH-60 Seahawk. It's 19.76 meters long, with a rotor diameter of 16.36 meters, and a top speed of 180 knots, more than 330 kilometers per hour. During flight operations, the carrier always has at least one of its 6 Seahawks in the air in case of emergency. These helicopters, worth more than $20 million each, are always the first to launch off the flight deck and the last to return. The squadron's 20 pilots are ready for a search and rescue operation anytime.
They've got trained rescue swimmers that can jump out of that helicopter, get a pilot or an aircrew out of the water, get them hooked up, and get them hoisted back up into the helicopter.
Rounding out the air wing is the Navy's flying workhorse, the C-2 Greyhound. This delivery plane is 17.55 meters long, with a wingspan of 24.56 meters. It has a top speed of 300 knots, just over 550 kilometers per hour. The Regon has a 2-plane detachment of the $39 million Greyhounds, known to the crew as COD, or Carrier Onboard Delivery. These air wing elder statesmen carry passengers and supplies wherever they're needed.
The Carrier Onboard Delivery, so I like to see those guys quite a bit. That's actually my favorite airplane because it brings me all the things that I need to help the crew.
The Regon's air wing, the Hornet, the Super Hornet, the Prowler, the Hawkeye, the Seahawk, and the Greyhound. They're a sizable collection of more than 60 planes, ready to take on any mission the Navy requests. The Air Wing's planes are heavy users of jet fuel. specifically JP5, a fuel that's unlikely to ignite at high temperatures. During heavy air operations, the air wing of the USS Ronald Regon uses more than 750,000 litres of fuel a day. Yet the supercarrier's onboard tanks can hold 13.25 million litres, so its supply can last for weeks at a time. To keep these multi-million-dollar machines from breaking down, the flight deck crew must be vigilant. Even a single small item left unattended can wreak havoc.
Everybody watch, tail hooks, watch all leading edges, and stabs. Let's go!
More than 5 times a day, everyone takes a break from flight ops for a walk. But this is no ordinary walk. It's an intensive search along the entire flight deck for any foreign object debris or FOD. Despite safety measures like the FOD walk, unexpected events occur and operations shut down until the flight deck is cleared to continue. The crew of the Aircraft Intermediate Maintenance Department keeps the air wing and its multi-million-dollar engines in top condition. These F-18 engines are reliable and high performance. They rarely need more than a check after each flight. Still, when FOD damage occurs, that's when the department's jet shop crew goes to work.
Well, basically, the jet shop is just like if you take your car to Jiffy Lube and you put it on the diagnostics and they tell you what's wrong with your car. We do the same thing here.
Tonight, the crew has just fixed a vibration issue on this F-18 engine. And now they're checking it with the computerized test cell. After measuring for proper fuel pressure, airflow and engine speed, they've got one last step, and it can only happen in the middle of the night, when no planes are flying.
Being that what we replace requires us to check certain things, so we got to do a full run tonight.
A full run means testing engine performance through its entire operating range, from idle up to full afterburner. But the jet shop crew can't test an engine when it's on a plane, so they have to strap it on the stern of the ship and fire it up. The afterburner roars while the jet shop crew watches. Finally, the test is over. The engine is fixed. By morning, the jet shop crew will be on to another repair job, and air operations on the USS Ronald Regon will continue.